All right, today we're going deep inside a next-generation pomegranate juice factory. And I'm telling you, this process is so advanced, it's straight out of science fiction. We're talking thousands of fruits getting processed every single hour by machines that pretty much never make a mistake. So let's get right into it.
You know, on the outside, it looks so simple, right? It's just a fruit. But what we're about to see is that getting the juice from inside that humble little shell and into a bottle, well, that is a journey of pure precision. And it's all powered by some truly mind-bending tech. So, you might be asking, why all the fuss? I mean, it's just fruit juice. But here's the thing, a pomegranate is not like an orange or an apple. It's actually one of the trickiest fruits out there to process on a huge scale. It comes with this very specific set of problems that old-school methods just can't handle.
Okay, and here's the breakdown of that challenge. First, you've got this tough, leathery peel you have to get through. Then, inside, you're dealing with hundreds of these tiny, super delicate seeds, the arils. But the real kicker, the most important part, is you have to do all of that without touching the white, pithy stuff inside. That membrane is incredibly bitter. Just a little bit of it can ruin a whole batch of juice.
So, the journey for every bottle of perfect juice, it doesn't actually start at the factory. No, it begins way before that, out in these huge, meticulously managed farms. This is where quality control kicks in right from the very beginning. And we're not talking about just regular farming here. Nope, we're talking precision agriculture. They're constantly monitoring everything, the nutrients in the soil, the exact water levels, how much sun each tree gets. And the pomegranates? They're only picked at the absolute peak of ripeness. Because think about it, a day too early and the juice is sour. A day too late and the quality just plummets. Timing is everything.
And the second those pomegranates are picked, a race against the clock begins. Seriously, they're immediately loaded up and rushed into temperature-controlled storage. And why is that so important? Well, heat is the enemy. It destroys nutrients and makes the fruit decay faster. So this cold chain is absolutely essential to lock in all that freshness until it's time to start making juice.
Okay, so the fruit has arrived at the factory. Now, before anything else happens, they have to go through this purification gauntlet. It's an intense, multi-stage cleaning and sorting process, and it's all designed to make sure only the absolute best of the best move on to the next stage.
And just look at how thorough this is. First, high-pressure water jets blast off all the dirt. Then, rotating brushes give them a good scrub. After that, they get a sanitizing rinse, no chemicals involved. And then, and this is the crazy part, they pass under UV lights for sterilization. That just zaps any invisible bacteria instantly.
Okay, now we get to the really futuristic part. Once those pomegranates are sparkling clean, they head to an AI-powered sorting system. And this is where human ability just gets left in the dust. The speed, the accuracy, it's just staggering.
So what is this AI actually seeing? Well, you've got high-speed cameras scanning every single fruit, analyzing size, color, shape, looking for any little blemish on the outside. But it gets even crazier. Advanced sensors can actually see inside the fruit. They can detect things like bruising under the peel. If a fruit isn't absolutely perfect, poof, it's instantly kicked off the line.
And the speed here is what really changes the game. We're talking about a complete analysis of each pomegranate, inside and out, checking for all these different factors, and it all happens in milliseconds. Just let that sink in. It is a level of quality control that's just physically impossible for a person. I mean, no one could do that, ever.
All right, so our perfect, purified pomegranates are ready to go. Now we're heading to the very heart of the operation, the high-tech systems that actually extract that precious juice with insane efficiency and, get this, zero waste.
And this is such a brilliant part of the system. Absolutely nothing is wasted. The premium, perfect fruits, they go on to become juice, of course. But what about all the ones the AI rejected? Well, they get repurposed into other things like animal feed or high-quality compost. So it's not just about being sustainable, it's a seriously smart business model that turns would-be waste into something valuable.
So remember that big problem with the bitter pith? How do they solve it? With robots, of course. You have these robotic blades that make a perfect cut, slicing the fruit open without ever damaging the seeds inside. Then, other machines gently tumble and vibrate the halves, and the seeds just fall right out without getting crushed. It's all about that precision to keep the bitter stuff out.
Okay, once the seeds are free, they head over to the extraction units. Now, this factory uses what's called cold press technology, and that name is key. It means zero heat is ever used. Instead, they use immense hydraulic pressure to just squeeze the juice out. And this is so important because heat is what destroys vitamins and messes with the natural flavor. Cold pressing keeps the juice tasting pure, the color vibrant, and all those good nutrients locked in.
So, we've got pure, raw juice. Awesome. But the process isn't over yet. Now, this incredible liquid moves into the final stages of refinement. This is where it gets polished, tested, and prepped for its big journey to store shelves all over the world.
Now, even though the juice is super pure at this point, it can still have tiny little bits of stuff in it, natural impurities. So it passes through a series of microfilters that catch any leftover fiber or seed particles. This is what gives the final juice that perfectly smooth texture and that beautiful, crystal clear look. And the quality control just keeps on going. Samples from every single batch are whisked away to an on-site lab. There, they're scientifically tested for things like pH balance and sugar levels to make sure every bottle tastes exactly the same. And, most importantly, they're tested to meet super strict safety standards. If a batch is even a tiny bit off, it's gone. No exceptions.
All right, the perfected juice is now ready for the main event, the automated bottling line. And it is just a blur of activity. Bottles get sterilized, filled with perfect precision, capped, sealed, labeled, and date stamped all on a few seconds. This line just churns out thousands of bottles an hour without a single mistake.
And the final step? You guessed it, just as automated. Robotic arms carefully pack the bottles into boxes. Then another AI system sorts and stacks them, tracking all the inventory in real time and getting shipments ready to go out all over the world.
So let's just step back and look at this whole incredible journey. It all starts with a simple fruit, growing on a farm. And then it goes through this high-tech gauntlet of robots, AI, and precision machines until it becomes this perfectly consistent, perfectly safe product in your hand. It's really an amazing mix of nature and engineering.
And all of this leaves us with one final thing to think about. This process gives us consistency, safety, and efficiency like never before. But as our technology gets better and better at, perfecting nature, what does that really mean for a food? What do we gain from having this much control? And is there anything we might be losing along the way?